Myself, Dr. BJD Kalyani, working as Associate Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering of Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. In this video, I will discuss regarding basis path testing. The course outcomes of Object-Oriented Software Engineering course are 6 course outcomes. In this, the particular topic is mapped to the course outcome of CO5. Explain various testing approaches and automation tools. The software testing is the process of evaluating the functionality of a software system. So, the execution of the software in order to find errors and non-conformities in the application during the software testing process. In the software testing process, the checking the quality of the software before launching to ensure that requirements are fulfilled. So, to enhance the quality of the development, the software testing phase is helped a lot. Software testing can provide objective, independent information about quality of the software, and it avoids the risk of its failure whenever the software is deployed to the user environment or the sponsor. Majorly, there are 3 types of approaches for software testing. One is white box testing, second one is black box testing, third one is grey box testing. White box testing is based on the application internal code structure. The testing process majorly focuses on the program structure. So, it considers the statements, sequential statements, the condition statements, the looping statements in the program. So, the logical skills or logical paths through the software and collaboration between the component, the interfaces between the modules, the data sharing paths are exercised for a specific set of conditions under loops. So, the path testing, branch testing, loop testing are the major goals of the white box testing. In white box testing, an internal perspective of the system as well as programming skills are used to design the test cases. So, test cases are designed to cover the program structure and each independent path, control structure and looping structures of the program. The advantages of white box testing are code-centric. The program and the logical structure of the program are very important to perform white box testing to design the test cases. So, software tester can examine the code paths, logic, internal structures of the software in detail to give them deeper understanding of the system. So, programming skills and logical skills are required for the software tester in order to perform white box testing. The granularity is the next advantage. The tester can tailor test cases to the system's internal logic because they have a complete understanding of the working of the logical parts of the program structure. The next advantage is optimization. Tester can go beyond finding bugs and participate in the optimization process by recommending ways to eliminate redundant code. The duplicate areas of the code can be removed so that the optimized code or optimized path of execution can be identified with the help of white box testing. Thoroughness is the next advantage. White box testing ensures that every part of the software internal structure is tested by providing complete code coverage. The complete code coverage is very essential in order to assess the performance of the application. Next advantage is integration testing. So white box testing helps tester to verify the software component work together as planned. When the modules are independently tested, they are integrated to check the interface errors, the parameter passing errors, the data sharing errors, the data type mismatches during integration. All these errors can be uncovered during the integration testing. The disadvantages of white box testing. Major disadvantage of white box testing is time consuming. Each and every independent path, conditional paths, looping paths, entire code coverage is concentrated in the white box testing. So, the process of white box testing is time consuming and it requires the skills. In-depth programming skills, logical skills are required to perform the white box testing to design the test cases by using this process. Sensitive to code-based changes. White box testing is sensitive to changes in the code base, which can make automation expensive to maintain. So regression testing is used, regression tools are used to mitigate these type of disadvantages. Why to perform white box testing? So the need arises here in order to provide security for the application to explore each independent path of the program and the redundant code areas is eliminated so as to provide code optimization and thoroughness. It guaranteed and verified each path of the program. So complete code coverage is carried out with the help of white box testing. Quality assurance. Each requirement is taken care and it guarantees the fulfillment of the requirements. And the bugs can be early detected so that it avoids the going the project into the risk-prone area. The key objectives of the white box testing is early bug detection. So it can avoid the risk-prone area and it can save the time, effort and resources. So these resources are out of the bounds, then the project is lead to the risk area. So the risk can be managed easily when the bugs are early detected. And code optimization, identify redundant code and software areas that can be optimized. Security is provided and it can identify the vulnerabilities in the code and if it is identified easily, they can be mitigated. And thoroughness ensures every part of the code tested and validated, leading to the robust and reliable software. So complete code coverage is assured with the white box testing. Quality assurance. White box testing ensures that the software functions are expected and meet the requirement standard. So requirement justification is carried out. So the quality software and quality assurance of the software is guaranteed. The types of white box testing. Unit testing. Unit testing would be like to check each part separately. For example, a bicycle. Before construction of the bicycle, each part, the brakes can be checked separately. The pedal can be checked separately. The wheel, the seat can be checked separately. So, independent components can be tested separately before integrating them. So, that is the unit testing. Then the static analysis of the code is carried out with the help of white box testing. It is just like proofreading a book before publishing it. So the book must be proofread before publishing it for grammar checking, spelling checkings, justifications, and look and feel errors or aesthetic errors. So just like before publishing the book and release it into the market, how proofreading activities support to mitigate the basic errors. The static analysis of the code can help a lot before executing the code. These errors can be detected early. Next, dynamic analysis. This would be like a test driving a car. After integrating all parts, entire the system is available. That entire system can be checked with the dynamic analysis. So the car is manufactured and before giving and handovering to the customer, the test driving of a car can be carried out. Next, statement coverage. So here the statement coverage means each and every independent pass, condition pass, looping pass from the origin of the program to the end statement of the program, each path can be exercised once. The example for the statement coverage is when a teacher is checking students' homework, the each and every statement, every question is answered or not, whether it is correctly answered, proper formulas and equations are given or not. So each and every step the assessment can be carried out. Similarly, the statement coverage can check each and every path of the program. Next variety of white box testing is branch testing. The branch testing is carried out just like the possible routes, how you are exploring with the help of GPS. So when you are at the crossroad, what path you are taking, and each and every possibilities are exercised once with valid destinations by using the branch testing. The next testing is the path testing. This would be like a postman ensuring they can deliver mail to every house on their route. So the code coverage is carried out for each independent paths so that the guarantee the thoroughness of the code. Next variety of white box testing is loop testing. This is like checking the playlist in a repeat. The user want to ensure it loop back to the first song correctly after the last song finish. So the repetitive loop boundaries can be checked carefully with the help of white box testing. What to verify in the white box testing? So here the input must be the source code and features to be tested. How the testing process can be carried out by designing test cases. The test case is with all valid inputs. The code can be tested. So designing of the test cases plays the major role. After test cases are designed, they can be executed. In the test cases, the expected results is noted down. Or after execution, what are the actual results obtained? Those can be compared. If the expected results, what are the expected results that are written in the test case are same as the actual result after the code is executed, then the test status can be the pass. Otherwise, if they are not matched, the test status can be fail. The failed cases are the defects or bugs. These bugs can be written into the final report. So the report can analyze these bugs, and with collaboration with the development team, these bugs can be mitigated. The basis path testing is a white box testing technique based on the program's modules control structure. This testing is carried out. The control flow graph is created using this structure, and many possible paths in the graph are tested using this structure. The major diagram that is used to perform the basis path testing is the control flow graph. By using this control flow graph, the independent paths, the condition paths, the looping paths are identified, and test cases are designed to verify these paths. Because this testing is depend on the program's control structure, it necessitates a thorough understanding of the program structure. So logical and programming skills are required for the white box tester in order to perform the basis path testing. The importance of basis path testing is tester examines the code base to identify all possible paths that could be taken by the user to achieve their aims. So all possible paths can be verified or exercised once in case of basis path testing. These paths are then written as test cases. So test cases are designed to verify all possible paths. So to ensure different identified scenarios in the main branches are covered. Higher test coverage is then achieved when test cases are executed. Typically, through a form of unit testing, independent components can be tested. The tester establishes a baseline by selecting the most critical, common and obvious path through the code selection. What are the steps of test case design in case of basis path testing is create the control flow graph. This diagram helps a lot in order to identifying all possible paths from the program structure. Calculate the graph's cyclomatic complexity. Identify paths that are not connected. Create test cases based on independent paths. This designing of test cases on the independent paths should cover complete coverage of the program structure with the help of basis path testing of white box testing. So a control flow graph is the diagram which is a major tool in order to identify the paths in the program structure. A control flow graph is a directed graph that depicts a program's or module's control structure. So a control flow graph contains the nodes. A node with multiple arrows entering it is generally referred as junction. For example, this is the node and multiple arrows are coming to this node, then this is called as a junction node. A node having more than one arrow leading to it is called a decision node. Generally, the decision can have true path as well as false path. So here this is the node which is having more than one outgoing arrows. Then this is called a decision node. The area enclosed by edges and nodes is referred as a region. So here the nodes are there and the area enclosed between them is a region. In the control flow graph, the junction, multiple arrows are coming and entering into that node is referred as junction, and from the node more than one arrow is going out, then it is a decision, and an area that is edges and nodes are referred and enclosed in an enclosed environment, then it is referred as a region. Control flow graphs are easily drawn with the help of software tools, Lucidchart, OmniGraphil, Eclipse CFG Generator, Aurora. So these tools are used to draw the control graphs. This is the example of control graph. Here these circles represent the nodes and these are the edges, and these are the regions. So here 1, 2, 3, 4 regions are there. The basic notations that are used in the control flow graph are 4 notations are majorly used. One is the sequence, second one is the condition, third one is the loops, next fourth one is branching. Sequence means one after another the program statements which are executed, those can be represented as a sequence. Condition structure is represented the node that can be having based on a condition which can have true path and false path, how the actions can be carried out after satisfying the condition is represented like this, and the looping structures can be represented like this. So here based on the condition checking, the repetition of the statements are carried out. And the branching structure or the case structure is represented based on a variable checking multiple or n number of paths are elevated. So these are the 4 flow graph notations used in the control flow graph. How to construct from the flow chart the flow graph? Example, consider this is the flow chart. From this, how to consider the control flow graph? So here, if at all the sequential structures and can following the same path, those can be combined. So here 2, 3 are combined here. One is the starting node, 2, 3 combined here. Next here after condition checking, 2 paths are elevated. So here this is the condition checking and 2 paths are elevated. And here the 4, 5 are the sequential path, it can be combined as a single node. One more condition is checking at the 6th place. So the 6th node can have the condition with more than one exit. So like this, from the flow diagram, the control flow diagram, flow chart, the control flow diagram can be constructed. The circular one is generally denoted as a node, and the connection between nodes are generally referred as edge, and the enclosed path with nodes and edges are generally referred as region. The cyclomatic complexity is majorly used measure for the test case designing. The cyclomatic complexity in the basis path testing is obtained with the help of control flow graph. The cyclomatic complexity V of G is said to be a metric for the programmer's logical complexity. This is carried out with a formula E minus N plus 2 into P, where E is a edge, N is a node, P is the number of connected components. Number of connected components. So by using this formula, the cyclomatic complexity can be evaluated. E minus N plus 2 into P. In case of decision nodes, the cyclomatic complexity is estimated with D plus P, where D denotes number of decision nodes. Based on the condition nodes, the D is SS and P represents number of connected nodes. In case of decision nodes, the cyclomatic complexity is estimated D plus P formula. Another alternative way to estimate the cyclomatic complexity is with graph matrices. The control flow diagram is converted into matrix. So how many nodes in the control flow graph? Those rows and number of rows and columns are represented in the matrices, graph matrix. So here in the example, 5 nodes are there. So 5 by 5 matrix is constructed. From the node and the connected node, if the connection is there and that weight must be represented the intersection of row and column. For the node 1 to 3, there is a connection with a weight of A. So the node 1, the connected node 3, the weight A must be represented. If there is no connection, then no weight must be represented in the graph matrix. Like this, from the control flow graph, the graph matrix must be constructed. And if there is a weight, this weight can be represented as a 1. If there is no connection, then that can be represented as a 0 in order to calculate the cyclomatic complexity. So, from the control flow graph, the graph matrix must be constructed depending upon the number of nodes. The number of nodes is n. N by n matrix can be constructed, and if at all n edge is there between the nodes with an weight, that weight must be represented between those node values and intersection of row and column in the matrix. And to calculate the cyclomatic complexity, the node is there, then it must be represented, the connection is there, then the connection weight must be represented as 1. If there is no connection, that must be represented as 0 or null values in case of the graph matrix. So how the cyclomatic complexity is calculated means, each row sum must be taken. Each row sum minus 1 is SS. For the row 1, 3 weights are there, total is 3, minus 1, so the value can be 2. In the second row, only one value is there, total of the row count must be the 1, 1 minus 1, 0. Like that, for each and every row, the row value sum minus 1 is calculated. Cyclomatic complexity is adding of these row sums plus 1 is the cyclomatic complexity. Here row 1 sum is 2, row 2 sum is 0, row 3 sum is 0. Adding a 1 to this sum gives the cyclomatic complexity as 3. This way, from the control flow graph, the graph matrices is constructed and cyclomatic complexity is estimated. Independent paths plays the major role in the basis path testing. So in the control flow graph, and independent path is one that introduces at least one new edge that has not been traversed before the path is created. So cyclomatic complexity of a flow graph is the number of independent pathways present. This is because cyclomatic complexity is used as upper limit for the number of tests that should be run to ensure that all the program statements have been run at least once. So complete code coverage is decided with the help of cyclomatic complexity parameter. So this is the upper limit to design the number of test cases in order to ensure the complete code coverage. How to identify the independent paths? For this, you can take a sample program. This program is used to check for a given number whether it is prime number or not prime number checking. This code can be first converted into control flow graph by using the 4 notations: sequence, case statement, next loops and branch statements. By using them, the control flow graph can be constructed. If at all the repetition is there, the repeating code or the sequence statements are combined in order to optimize the code areas. So here 1, 2, 3 statements. These are the sequential statements. These statements are combined as represented as node 1. Node A. Next, here this is a looping statement. So fourth one is the looping statement. Based on the condition, it is entering the loop or breaking the loop. Like this, each and every path or each and every statement of the program is analyzed and corresponding the control flow notation of sequence, loop, condition or branching statements are used to construct the flow graph. So after from the code, after analyzing it, you must construct the control flow graph. From this flow graph, identify the independent paths. So that is the upper limit or the cyclomatic complexity for the designing of the test cases for thorough checking of the code. So here 4 independent paths are present in this control flow graph. So 4 is the cyclomatic complexity of this flow graph testing. What are those 4 independent paths from the flow graph? So from the starting point of the program to the program exit, how many multiple routes are there in order to traverse through the control flow graph? Those can be considered as independent paths. So here traversing A, F, G, H is the one path. Traversing here A, F, G, H is the one more path. So here after checking the loop, entering into the loop, checking the condition, after checking the condition, breaking the loop and continue the flow of the program. And here also after checking and outbreaking the loop, there also the condition is satisfied, then following the sequential structure of the path. So from the example control flow graph, 4 independent paths are identified. So here that is the cyclomatic complexity for this graph. So number of test cases designed to exercise this control flow graph are the 4. What are those test cases? So here no output, that is traversing the independent path A, B, F, H. The second independent path is, it is a prime number. So it follows or traverses the control flow graph with A, B, F, G, H. Next, the third test case is, it is a prime number by traversing the A, B, C, E, B, F, G, H, third independent path. And the fourth one is, it is not a prime number, A, B, C, D, F, H. So the 4 independent paths, the maximum upper limit to design the test cases is the 4, which ensures the complete coverage of the program structure. In this way, the basis path testing is used to complete coverage, the branch coverage, loop coverage, statement coverage, as well as optimization of code are also done by eliminating the repetitive tasks. What are the benefits of the basis path testing? Basis path testing increases test coverage by revealing outcomes that may not be otherwise evident without examination of the code base. So thorough programming knowledge required for the white box tester. Basis path testing also ensures branch coverages, the condition coverages, case statement coverages. It is important for the agile process development. The many developers work on branches of code before merging the code with an existing repository. So agile process development, the branch coverage and path coverage plays the major role. So they can also assure not creating unnecessary overlapping tests in order to cover the entire program structure. So these are the benefits of the basis path testing. What are the challenges of the basis path testing? So today many of the applications are developed with the DevOps setup, require certain amount of unit coverage before they are deployed into the next environment. The unit independent coverage must be required for the advanced development of DevOps. If this is not the case, enforcing this type of testing may be difficult because it can be considered unnecessary or extra work. So independent paths must be considered and tested, and then they are to be integrated. If performed as a method other than unit testing, the tester must be able to understand the code, which could alienate some resources. The resource estimation is also easy for the white box testing. Finally, basis path testing can be time consuming. Each and every path can be exercised, so it is a time consuming which may take away from further development or alternative testing methods. So most of the testing time is utilized in the basis path testing. So other testing mechanism implementation must be difficult. What are the applications of basis path testing? Where in real world scenarios we can use this basis path testing. To check the login flow of the application, we can use the basis path testing. Path testing navigates the correct and incorrect login scenarios. Only verifying authorized users can access the accounts while safeguarding against the unauthorized access. The login workflow of the user accounts can be easily tested with the help of basis path testing. The second application of this basis path testing is transaction processing. So here how the business organization transactions are carried one sequential after another, how they are exploring their activities is easily verified with the help of basis path testing. So software responses to various transaction types, amounts is to be tested. So the path testing ensures that correct execution of deposits, withdrawals and fund transfers in case of banking applications. And error handling. Different error scenarios like insufficient funds, network timeouts are explored easily with the help of basis path testing. Another application of basis path testing is browsing and searching. Whether user browser experience is correctly carried out or not is verified with the help of basis path testing. Path testing verifies that users can seamlessly browse categories, filter products, and conduct the searches. Next application of basis path testing is adding to cart and checkout. E-shopping or e-commerce applications, the activities are easily carried out with the help of basis path testing. So the shopping cart, checkout, and checking the quantities and confirms the purchase process with the help of the basis path testing. Not only in web application and cloud applications, the basis path testing plays vital role in the mobile application development also. Mobile responsiveness is easily checked with the help of basis path testing. The path testing also explores the user experience on the mobile devices. It checks that the website adapts seamlessly to different screen sizes and obtain the functionality check can be done with the help of basis path testing. These are the variety of applications where basis path testing plays the vital role. And these are the references used for this video. In this video, we checked what are the major approaches of the software testing. In that, The major testing technique of basis path testing, which comes under the white box testing. By using this, how the program structure is first converted into control flow, how the cyclomatic complexity of this control flow graph is estimated, and this cyclomatic complexity, how it would be useful for the test case design in order to ensure the complete code coverage with the help of basis path testing. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.